So good things happen to the bad people. Today we're talking about shadow work, about your shadow self, about the part of you that you've been trying to hide for too long. And hi, my name is Alina, I'm a holistic coach and hypnotherapist. And shadow work is something that I've been using for the past 2 years with all my clients and what showed incredible results. I used to be a good girl, a people pleaser, a perfectionist, everything but not fully myself. I was trying to hide the parts of me that are ugly, that I didn't like, but it led me to burnout, it led me to feeling completely lost because you can't hold the perfect image forever. That's the truth. And being a good person in a traditional sense of this word is not going to lead you to where you want to be in life. What can lead you to where you want to be in life is feeling whole, feeling enough with all the parts of you, the ugly ones, the beautiful ones, the dark ones, the light ones. Once you accept all the parts of you, only then you can feel how beautiful this life is and how capable you are actually. So, today we are talking about being a badass, how to become one, why you need to become one, and what are the benefits of this for your life. Being a badass is not about doing illegal things and being cruel. Being a badass is about not following all the rules. Most of them are unnecessary. Being a badass is about setting the boundaries, asking for more, wanting things, being true to your true desires, like choosing your path, and stop people pleasing. I know it's the hardest part if you're watching this video. So let's start with the explanation of what shadow self actually is. Shadow self is everything that you're trying to hide, you're not accepting, that is a part of you that it's not safe to show, in your opinion, from your experience. Example, maybe when you were a little kid, you expressed your anger and adults didn't really accept it, they didn't like it, you received some judgment or punishment or whatever. And at some point you learn that being angry is just not acceptable, it's not safe, people don't really want you to see this way, they don't like it, they don't feel comfortable, so you decided to suppress this part. Especially it's typical for women. For hundreds of years, female anger has been suppressed because it's very powerful actually. It's a very powerful force. It's a crazy energy and men didn't like it. In order to control women, they created a picture-perfect image of her true feminine woman, and she's never angry. She is always submissive. She's always, like she's a good wife. She's a good housekeeper, whatever. She's a good mother. She's never angry. She's never aggressive, right? She's always kind. But that's not what true feminine is. True feminine is both. It's being kind and loving, but also being a warrior. I think about Kali. She's definitely not a sweet, feminine, kind goddess, but she is a goddess. Anyway, right? This is just an example of how shadow actually can be expressed in your life. So basically, if you learned early enough to suppress your anger, then probably as an adult you don't really express it. Or when you express it, it's not controlled, right? You can scream randomly at someone instead of actually using this anger as an energy, as a force to achieve your goals, to get what you want, to get into conflict with someone who you actually need to get into conflict with, not with a random stranger, or to set the boundary where it needs to be set. So being a badass will get you what you want in life if you find the parts of you that you've been suppressing and learn how to express them in the right way in your life, where they actually gonna help you. For example, you're running your own business. You can't run your own business if you're always agreeing with everybody, people pleasing and being kind. Most of the time you need to be assertive, set the boundary, sometimes being a bit aggressive even in negotiation. And that's normal. It's healthy. You cannot be good for everyone. If you're good to everyone, you're probably not good to yourself. That's the fact. So today we're gonna talk about 3 shadow parts that are very typical for women. And if you find them, if you use them, they will really help you to get what you want in life. All right, let's get started. So the first shadow is a good girl or the pleaser. And we are programmed to be this way. I see it a lot in women. We are programmed by society, by family, by religion. And I used to be this way as well. I thought it's the right thing, it's the right feminine thing. So good girls, when you can't really set the boundary, you really go with the decisions of other people. It's really hard for you to express your opinion, to choose something, to be against the mainstream, to be against someone else, especially in your family. So you seek approval and validation from others, and you really fear the rejection, you really fear to initiate a conflict, to show your aggressive side, because you're afraid not to be accepted, not to be loved when you are this way. Yeah, everybody else is more important. You're just too small. Your desires are not that important, even though deep inside you know they are, that you want something different. So when you allow this part to lead your life, you're blocking your own self-expression, authenticity, your true desires. That's why you don't get what you want. You don't live your life. You live someone else's life by someone else's script. And you might feel that you're just not yourself, you're not fully yourself. And it's painful. It's painful. That's why you might experience a lot of anxiety or like depressive states, sadness, grief even. If you're feeling that I'm talking about you right now, please go in the caption of this video and find a link to start your shadow self journey. You really need it. There is a step-by-step guide with video practices and theory where I go much deeper to find these parts, to heal them, and to express the parts of you that you've been suppressing. There is a link right here in the caption. Just go check it out. I think it's the right time for you, and it's a sign for you to start your shadow self journey. When you're a good girl, you're also blocking your healthy relationship, deep connection, because you cannot always perform that good girl image and you trying to hide something else. So deep relationship is not possible without you showing who you are truly. And you're also blocking deep love, real love, without overgiving. And once you understand that this part is leading and allow some other part to lead, you will unblock your self-worth, your confidence, deep love, deep relationships, true desires, and a lot of beautiful things. And your life's gonna be really full, really full. Right now it's just a surface level game, I would say. And if you want to experience the depth and the real life, you gotta go for the other part of you, the inner beach, I call her. It might sound like cruel, but it's not, trust me. It's a part of you that's waiting to be expressed. Now, the other common part is the achiever, the one who only feels worthy when achieves something. And also it's never enough. So whatever you achieve is gonna be also devaluated in minutes, in days, right? So it's never really enough. I always need to push harder. I always need to perform better. I cannot make a mistake. If I do something, I do it perfectly. And it also creates avoidance. If I'm not gonna do it perfectly, I'm not gonna do it at all. And this way you also like escape doing something that you've been wanting to do for a while. So the achiever is always, you're probably struggling with resting or slowing down because it feels unproductive and you cannot afford to be unproductive. You definitely live in a cycle of overthinking, control, and pressure. You keep pressuring yourself. You keep controlling things, trying to control literally every outcome of your life, which we know is impossible, but you keep trying and you keep failing at it. And by the way, I used to be guilty in this as well. I used to be a good girl, people pleaser, and the achiever. I would say I still have these parts, obviously. I just don't allow them to be the leading ones. I have some space for them. I keep everything in balance this way. I stay emotionally safe and relaxed. So this part blocks your emotional safety, creativity, playfulness. So like you try to control everything and don't allow So when you try to control everything, you don't allow yourself to try things, to be playful, it's to experience life in different ways, not in the ways you can predict the outcome with. You're also blocking your sustainable success and abundance and joy in everyday life. So there is so much more beyond the achievement and beyond that control and pressure that you're not allowing yourself to experience. But once you allow yourself to put this part a bit aside, you will find out that you're super creative, you're really playful, you know how to enjoy life, you know how to properly rest and recover, and your life will become way more interesting and playful. And you'll feel rested, you will feel relaxed most of the days. And if this is what you've been missing in your life, again, check the caption, click that link, read more about the shadow work, and reach out to me if you have any questions. By the way, once we heal the inner achiever, it doesn't mean that we're not gonna have any ambition anymore. opposite. We're gonna have healthy ambitions and we're gonna achieve things in a healthy way rather than pressuring ourselves and squeezing the last life force out of ourselves. You will learn to achieve in a playful way. Life is a game, not in the way that, okay, I have to prove something to myself to feel worthy enough. Now, my favorite shadow is the wild woman. I love her. She is expressive, she is authentic, she is fully herself. Okay? But if this is blocked in you, you probably feel shame about your true desires, about your sensuality, sexuality. You're afraid to be too much. You're afraid to show your true power because at some point maybe it was unsafe. You're not allowing yourself to fully enjoy life and fully relax and flow with it. You often prioritize fitting in rather than being truly yourself. You might be thinking that your power will make others feel uncomfortable, or you being too much will make people judge you. You will experience some hate, some judgment, some rejection. You might feel that it's too much to feel so many emotions. I'm too emotional, I shouldn't be this way. So you block your emotions, you don't let them be expressed. And you also feel that it's not safe to be fully yourself. But once you let this part lead your life, wow, you'll be surprised, really, because life is gonna be so full. Once you're in touch with your feminine part, with your sexuality, sensuality, intuition, things are just flowing easier. You are allowed to be fully yourself. You've never been too much. You definitely won't care what other people are gonna think about you because you don't care. You don't care anymore because your life is so full, you're so joyful. Why would you care about other people's opinions, right? So Wild Woman is one of my favorite shadow parts, and yeah, I had to discover her recently, and honestly I was so surprised. She's so capable, she's so playful, she's so, oh my god, I just love her, okay? It's so much fun to build a relationship out of this part with your partner, and it's also interesting to build a business from this part because she's not afraid of failure, she's not afraid to make a mistake, she's not afraid to tell her opinion and set the boundary also. She's very capable and powerful. I'll give you some real life example. So I had a client recently, she's an astrologer and she's been struggling with making income. She's really good in what she's doing. She has great clients and even they've been trying to communicate to her that she is charging too little for what she is providing. She felt a lot of shame about taking money for her work because she loves her work. She's like, how can I charge for something that I love to do? So yeah, we've activated her Wild Woman, and this helped her a lot to promote her services, to charge more, to be expressive on social media, to really feel like she's in this flow state. And I can name many examples of how shadow work can help you in real life and how it can help you to get what you want, your true desires. It's very interesting how it works, and the integration is the most important thing here. You can read a book, learn a lot of theory about shadow work, but once you really integrate it, this is when you see the real results. So if you're curious to dive deep into it, check the link in the description or book one-on-one with me. I also do shadow work one-on-one, so we can go even deeper. So thank you for watching. Please like this video, subscribe, share with a friend, and I'll see you in the next one.